Okay, you may hear dogs in the background, and can't help that. I'm at home, so. Okay, next bundle of questions are going to be 21 through 30. So I'm going to begin with the reference angle. They give you find the reference angle for the given angle. The given angle is in radian mode 6.2. And so if you simply take 3.14 and subtract it twice, and you end up with 0.08. That's a simple calculation. This is number 21. Number 22, I'm giving you a very large angle in this case, negative 41 pi divided by 4, which is, believe it or not, in degrees. I actually calculated this because I'm like, this is pretty big. So I went ahead and I did, it's 1,845 degree. So it's going to take me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 rotations. So what I'm doing is, given that we're assuming this is a negative, so I'm going to go with plus whatever 5 times 360 is. So for the, you know what, for the sake of going through this with you and suffering through this process with you, I'm going to, let's assume it is positive. I'm going to take away 360. If you assume it's negative, then we're going to add. So since there's a negative here, I'm going to go with negative 1845. And I'm going to add 360 5 times. And once I do that, my final response is 45 degrees. So this should be answer choice B. So I can model this with the calculator if it helps you to learn this. Let's take a quick look. Let's see as it pops up so you can see the work as I do the work. Wrong calculator. Here we go again. Okay. I have too many versions of the same calculator. TI-84. This is the one I need. Not this one. Go away. Okay. So I went through the process of taking the original negative 41 pi over 4. And I changed it to degrees. So if you forgot that process, so let's go with negative 41 pi over 4. And let me just erase here for a minute. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply that by 180 over pi. What you'll notice is the pi's cancel. 4 goes into 180, 45 degrees times. And this times this results in 1845 degrees, 1,845 degrees. So let's play math. Let's go with a little negative integer. And we're going to go with 1845. And we're going to add 360. We're going to add 360 again. We're going to add 360 again. We're going to add 360 again. And I'm doing so because I already did this on paper and I know that I'm still in the negative. So lovely. So 1845, let me do it step by step, minus 360. I'm still negative. Doggone it, it didn't even start with a negative. I started originally with an integer. So let me do 1845 plus 360. Let's go that route. One day, guys, one day. This is what happens when you're distracted at home. So negative 1845. Do it slowly because the machine doesn't keep up with you. So this is where I'm at right now. So I'm going to add another 360. This is still negative. I don't want that. Plus 360. Still negative. I don't want that. So plus 360. Oh my God. So, okay. Plus 360. Kill me now. There you go. So add 360. Enter again. So it's negative 45 degrees, basically. All right. We go back here. So we're looking at 22. I've got answer choice B marked, not negative. Because I believe I did this on paper. I went with 1845. So I did start with a positive. That's why I got that number. Let's see what that number is. Should be 22. Let's debunk what it's supposed to be. So 22, yeah, should be B, should be positive 45. Positive 45 degrees. Okay, moving on. On these questions, look at this one in particular, question 23. Do you notice that this is the chapter in section 5.4 where we talked about the point X and Y on the unit circle? And we're corresponding this to the angle value or arc value T. Then they're looking for sine T. So remember the cosine is this value in a sense. The sine value is always looked at the Y. Do you remember these are ratios that I gave you? Sine is all about the Y. So if this is negative 5/8, guess what the answer is over here? Same thing, negative 5/8. There's no rocket science attached to that. It's just a simple trigonometry fact. So if they were asking you instead, what is the cosine? Then you would have answered square root 39 negative over 8. Here they're asking you for sine. So we're focusing on sine. So since that's the answer, so negative square root 39 over 8, comma, negative 5 over 8. This is the answer for find sine T right here. If they ask you for the opposite cosine T, this would be your answer. Okay, so we talked about that. 24 is relatively simple. Since we're giving pi over 6, we're also given the 8300, we're given the 3600 for B, and so on. It says determine the month with the greatest sales. So when you graph this, you find it's the third month. And if you plug in the value for X is 3, you find that the max would be 11,900. All right, so that's just basic graphing and determining the value. Okay, let's see the next one. The next one is number 25. They're simply asking you for the period. Don't get confused because they do ask both amplitude and period, but they're actually here in the question. They're specifically talking about the period. So remember, period is equal to 2 pi over b. And our function that they give us, which is y equals 9 over 8, which is the amplitude, cosine, they're giving us 4 pi over 7 x. We want to focus on this, which is our b value. This is our a value. So we would use the formula 2 pi technically over 1 over 4 pi over 7. If you keep, change, and flip, my bad, right? The pi's will cancel. The 2 and the 4 simplify to 2. And my final answer is 7 over 2, okay? So please remember how to do that. All right, number 6. I get a new page. All right. Here comes number 27, where we have y equals, my bad, I'm going too fast. This is 26, let me go back. This is actually y equals 2 sine 2x minus pi over 2. And so again, this is the amplitude. This is the B. This is your C. So they're asking us to determine the phase shift. So determine the phase shift. So in this case, number 26, we should have determined that the phase shift is C, because phase shift, so stop and listen, phase shift is equal to C over B. And that means that I have pi over 2 divided by 2 over 1. If we keep, change, and flip, then our answer will be pi over 4. That would be answer choice C for this one. All right. To answer 27, I'm actually going to focus on the graph itself. I assume I didn't skip anything. Okay, so here's 27. Now, if you look at this carefully, this is negative 2 over 3 sine with a period of 1. So we're only looking at one period with a phase shift of pi over 4. So if that is the case, notice the starting point here is negative pi over 4. Technically, it's moved that, so this is a phase shift going this way. I hope you can see where the cursor is, and I'm keep moving it over here. So that is our 0, 0 mark moved over pi over 4. It's a 2/3. It's not going to be a long, a very long graph. You can also notice that instead of going in a traditional, so a traditional sine graph, okay, you don't want to work. A traditional sine graph, let's see if I can, I just want a Word doc. Let's go here. So I'll go to File, New. All right. So a typical drawing of sine would do this kind of behavior, right? Typical. That's a positive sign something, right? We don't have a positive sign, we have a negative. So first of all, it's going to come down this way and come back up. The other thing you need to consider is the fact that it doesn't start at 0, 0. It moves over pi over 4. If you look at the drawing in B, so the drawing in B, it's also not as big. So if it's only 2/3, this is 1. 2/3 is a lot less. It's just above 5. So halfway point would be here. So consider that if this were 1, this were half, our diagram is simply moving as such. So here we're at negative pi over 4. We're going to go through this point here and sort of snake as such, which is answer choice B by far. We know for sure it's not answer choice A or D, because A or D look like they're a regular graph. All right, let's look at the next questions. 28, same thing, a little bit more practice on amplitude and period. So they are obviously interested in making sure that we know, you all know how to do this. And so we have a cosine. We want to find a period. Look, notice how it says, and be very careful. See how it says period right there, okay? So they want the period for the function where y equals 3 cosine. And then we have 5x minus pi over 2. Okay. And so we simply want the period. Remember, the period for sine and cosine is 2 pi over b. Again, once again, here's your b term. So if we take 2 pi over 5, that is your period, which in this case is answer choice A. All right, number 29. Take a quick look at 29. I want to determine the phase shift of this function. So remember, phase shift is a formula C over B. In our case, our C is pi over B, which is 8. So for number 29, I believe our answer is right in our face. It's A again. Okay, and for 30. Same thing, they're asking us for the phase shift. Again, C over B, so pi over 3 over negative 2 over 1, which gives us a keep, change, flip. And so if I keep, change, flip, this is going to be just pi over 6. So I'm going to go with pi over 6. This actually becomes positive because I want you to refresh your memory. Remember, this is negative 3 cosine of 5x minus negative pi over 2. So it'll be pi over 3 over, I'm sorry, why am I doing pi over 2? I just realized that. This actually should be, let me erase all this for a second. So going back to the original formula. And I am purposely being very relaxed and kind of slow on purpose because I want you to relax when you take the test. So here's negative 2x. Remember, this is minus pi over 3. So when I do C over B, I have minus pi over 3 over negative 2 over 1. So when I do the keep, change, flip, the negatives will cancel out. These guys cancel out. You're left with pi over 6. Remember, keep, change, and then you're going to flip. That's why that's 6. All right. Okie dokie. I believe that's number 30. I'm going to continue with 31 on. Let me stop the share. Let me stop the recording.